Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome to Sunday School Simplified. If you haven't joined us before, this is where we take our Sunday school lesson and squeeze it into a short, sweet video. This week, this is the first Sunday of Lent. If you are not familiar or you need a reminder, we talked about what Lent is, and I have a special helper here. Stand up.
Hello, you don't know what Lent is. It's the 40 days until Easter. Easter is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. And then there are 3 things that you can do for Lent. You can give something up, you can do something for charity, and also you can pray.
Thank you, helper. So, like she said, Lent is a time of preparation, much like Advent, where we are preparing for Jesus's crucifixion and ultimately resurrection. And we talk about at Advent how his birthday and his birth is, and God giving us his son is an act of love. Also, Jesus giving himself for us is one of the other greatest forms of love in sacrificial love. So we're preparing our hearts for that time. Like Ellie said, if you want to follow along in our scripture, it's from Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11, where it talks about Jesus walking through the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't have water or food, and I asked the kids, how long does it take you to get hangry? And some say 30 minutes to an hour. And you think about how you might act when you're hangry. Jesus was probably really hangry, and he was in that low time, and in low times we often yield to temptation. And the devil came to Jesus, and he said, "Hey, you're the Son of God. Turn those stones into bread." Jesus said, "No, sorry." And then he took him up to the top of the temple, and he was like, "Oh, fall. The angels have your back." And Jesus was like, "No, sorry." Then he took him up to the highest mountain, and he said, "All of these kingdoms, everything before you, bow to me. Make me your king, and I will give you everything." And Jesus said, "No, I'm good. I've got God. I've got God on my side." So as we go forth through this time, and we can do those 3 things during this time, I also want you to think of when Jesus was at his absolute lowest, and even he was able to stop the temptation of the devil. Now, Jesus is perfect. God is perfect. We are not. We're human. We may falter. That's where God's grace comes in. That's where if you stumble, if you decide to give up ice cream and you mindlessly go to the freezer and you get a scoop of ice cream before Easter and you're like, "Oh, I messed up, I can't." No, Jesus already forgave you. Just start over again. That is the beauty of letting God's light, Christ's light, into your heart and into your lives, is that you're already forgiven, so that you may go on and keep living and keep trying. Because that's all we can do, is our best, and to keep moving forward. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you, and I can't wait to see you next week. So we'll see you on the next one. That's it for Sunday School Simplified this week.